Hello again, and welcome back to Error 404. Today in the world, we're going to be updating our farm a little bit, as you can see I have quite a few cows down there, and they're starting to look a little cramped. So we're going to be taking cows, pigs, sheeps, horses, and donkeys, and we're going to be moving them over into this area here. You can see I've already laid out some rough design lines. The parts with the acacia log there, those are going to be vertical pillars for the barns, and then the other paths around them are going to be the pens for each of the animals. So now I already gathered up a lot of the materials I'm going to need for this build, at least what I think I'll need. I'm going to go with the acacia log for the vertical post on the barns, and as you can see I've gathered up quite a bit of different lumber. So let's grab some of that. And then also I had an idea for the barn walls to do kind of like a rough cobble. So let's see what we can make out of that. Alright, so we have our rough area here. And let's see, I know I want to go at least 3 high. Ow. Okay. Oh! Hello. Come on. Gotcha. And look at that. You know, I'm working on a new area for my animals so they're not so compact, and the game just gives me 4 free horses. So let's go put these guys away so they don't wander off too far. And last one. Alright, now with all 4 of those rounded up, and as you can see, they're packed in there pretty tightly. That's why I want to get these new pens built. So we're going to head on back over and see what we can build as far as a decent barn. We're starting with the barn that I plan to put the sheep in. So let's see how this turns out. 2, 1, 2. Did that last time, didn't I? Oh. Alright, so with those as my pillars, I think I'm going to put the door right here. Where's my shovel? Okay, so that'll connect to the main path there. And let's see, we have some andesite walls, which I think I'm going to go ahead and use as the base texture for these barns. I do like that. That looks good. Stays nice and flat. And then knock out there. Maybe throw in some cobble. See how this ends up looking. Okay. And yeah, I think I can work with that. Maybe go a little bit less on the andesite. A little more on the cobble. Okay. So with that, let's see, we'll throw a bit of cobble down. gonna dot this around randomly. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually looking alright. I like that. So, let's place a few more. And then we need where they're going to come through here at. I think I'm going to add a little bit of a cover off of this side. So, let's see. So, let's see, if we were to come off of this. Looks a little low. What if we bring this up by 4? Something like that. And then connect it to the main roof and go over. Okay. Let's see here. We got... Yeah, that color palette will work. Because then when we put our fence in... Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we know that that has to go there, up and over. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, L. Bring that side in, and then this side in. Okay. Yeah, something like that, I think. This side I think I'll leave open. So then I want to put in some form of window, I think. So let's see here. We're gonna... Okay, that's not bad. Maybe... See how I like it with the jungle wood. And then... Nope, wrong way. Something like that, I think. Okay, that looks better going all the way across. So, big windows on the barns, I think. So then, let's see here. Something, no, I think the post needs to be darker. Yeah, I think that looks a little, well, yeah, let's get the rest of this built and then maybe I can figure out something I like a little bit better. Okay, that takes care of the walls. Let's see here. I want kind of that high slope with a soft peak look to it. So let's see here. We got coming like so. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already have 2 of these. So let's go with something like that, I think. Nope, not there. Okay. That'll give a covered area. Let's go ahead and fill this in a little bit. Oh, I missed the mark. Okay, that's starting to take shape a little bit. Let's finish up this roof. Hmm. Alright, let's take a look at this. I do like the, Let's try something like that. Yeah, I think that works. Kind of like that, yeah. Oh, maybe take this back down. crossbeam in. There's a little bit more structure. How's it look from the inside? Oh, yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. In fact, I think I'm going to repeat that over here. So, I think the new chickens look neat. Although, definitely looks more like a duck now. Let's see, we got a rough idea here. And let's see what we can do inside. So I want to see what it would look like. Let's pull some of this grass block out of here. Hay bales in. Maybe put a little bit of this normal grass. And then some coarse dirt. No, I don't like those there. Let's see. Something like that. And over here we have their food. Okay, that's starting to come together into something. So, I'm gonna knock out the other 4 barns here, and then we'll take a look at some of the detail. Let's get building. Alright, now that the barns are built, it's time to go ahead and move the animals into their new home. Let's hop down and go get some animals. Alright, and that's the last of them. So, now that all the animals are in their various pens, time to start adding some decoration to these things. So, let's start with the piggies. Alright, a little bit of detail work done. It's starting to look pretty good in my opinion. Let me drop down below and give you a quick tour around. So now, when coming to the back end of the farm here, there's a couple of hitching posts here. So that way if you bring a horse, you can hitch it here without having to put it in the stables. And then this path here will eventually have a fence running along it for my bees. And then leads out to the main pathway out here as well. Probably put a gate or something here, I'm not entirely sure. And then we have our horse stable / donkey stable area. So this side here is going to be more or less just the stable. You can see I have some hay up here, ready to go. And then outside there's a little arena for running them around, testing them out, seeing how fast they are, whether or not they turn okay, things like that. And then over to this side, the other half of the stables here, this will become basically like a breeding area. Because horses like to wander, you want to get them close together and make sure you don't lose them. So I think what I'm going to do actually for this area is... Let's see, do I have another gate? I do have another gate on me, so let's go ahead and real quick, we're going to bring this over like so, and then like that. And that way, getting out, they'll stay back in this area over here. And as well, it also has some feed storage up above in the loft. I want to add something here. I think I'm going to add some type of crane, but I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about making it yet. Then over here we have our pig pen. We have some carrots for them, a nice water trough, and they have plenty of mud to play in and be pigs. Of course, he has a saddle, but that's because he's a special pig. Then we'll take a trip over here to where the sheep are. Now I'm probably going to add into this area at least maybe a loom or some boxes for some shears and things like that, and then be able to come out here and shear the sheep. Small area over here for them to relax in that's well covered, as well as this area here. Nice and covered, keep them out of the rain if they so decide. And then lastly is the cow area. Now this one's probably going to need a little bit more work, but for now I do like it. I may end up changing this beam a little bit and adding a little bit more detail to this area. And then obviously they have a much wider area to graze and do their cow thing. But overall, I am liking how these barns turned out. I wasn't entirely sure how they were going to go. Haven't had the best of luck trying to build a barn in Minecraft. But I think using the cobble walls the way I did ended up working out really, really well. And get all this stuff cleaned up and everything like that. And I will post an update of the area as soon as I get the crane and everything like that figured out. Alright everybody, so that's going to do it for today's episode. Very happy with the progress so far. I like the way that the barns are turning out. Probably still going to do some more detail work, and like I said, I want to put a crane or something like that down there, but I've never really built a crane in Minecraft, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. If you have any ideas for things you think would look good around this farm, feel free to leave me a message down in the comments below, and, you know, and, yeah, I'll see what I can do to maybe see if I can add some of your guys' ideas to my build. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, have a good one.